Democracy, najua ni shamba ya masikio.
Yes.
Masikio on ground.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Cleophas Malala is Deputy Party Leader. He's our guest. Good morning.
Good morning.
Karibu sana. Felaris is going to welcome you with the day's quote. Get her name? Felaris. Yes. Sama?
Felaris.
There we go. Kidogo, at this point, we just make it a tongue twister. All our guests come here, we complete the tongue twister, then we
Say
get
Felaris
into it.
5 times quickly.
Ferrari. Kidogo inageuka. So today's quote is courtesy of Chinua Achebe from his book, Things Fall Apart. And the quote is, "A man who calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. A man who calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving."
Yeah.
What do you make of that quote?
To me, I think some activities or some decisions we make them not because we make them for association. We make them just to ensure that cohesion is achieved, but it's not necessarily when you call people together, you calling them for an initiative that will help them individually. Sometimes it's for purposes of sharing experiences, having a bigger cause, writing history, and also for purposes of just having mindsets together, but not necessarily benefiting every individual. No.
That's a good one, and a good place to start. You and your party leader, Rigathi Gachagua, were in my home region this past weekend. You were in Elasit, in Loitoktok, Kajiado South.
Yeah.
And there, the deputy party leader said, you know, we are working in the united opposition together. I believe I'm the most suitable person to be the presidential flag bearer for the opposition. But should anything happen and maybe somebody else is actually given the opportunity, I'll support them.
Yeah.
All right? And I want us to listen to what he said there, because at the same time, Rigathi Gachagua spoke in defense of Jubilee Party leader Uhuru Kenyatta against the recent attacks that he's been getting politically on people telling him to not be as loud. And he also spoke about the same. Just let's listen to that and then get into this conversation.
Rais Uhuru Kenyatta ni kiongozi wetu, amestaafu, lakini si kusema because he is retired, his mind is retired. He still has an opinion. He still retains his constitutional right to express his opinion, to have a political choice. Sasa nyinyi mnatukana Uhuru Kenyatta kuliko muambie wa Kenya, how will you fix what you have messed? SHA is not working. University finance model is not working. Uhuru Kenyatta left the country when all these things were working. Don't intimidate the retired president that you can withdraw his retirement benefits. Even if you did, it's just for a short time. Once we come in next year, we will restore the benefits with arrears and pay him with interest. Rigathi Gachagua cannot be the dividing factor in the quest for one presidential candidate. Mimi nina matumaini na ninaomba wateue mimi. Naona nimetosha. Lakini kama haitawezekana, isemekane ni mwingine, ndio tuweze kutoa huyu jamaa, mimi nitamuunga mkono.
Ni lazima Uhuru Kenyatta patiwe uhuru kama Mkenya mwingine yoyote. Na sisi tuko tayari kumlinda Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Ni kweli si kweli?
Yule mtu ambaye anawezana kusukuma huyu William Ruto aende nyumbani is none other than Rigathi Gachagua.
Mimi naomba Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta ambaye nilimfanyia kazi nikiwa majority leader wake, akuwe mzee wa kutegemewa kwa jamii na kwa taifa, kwa sisi wote kama mzee wetu ambao anakuwa consulted. Akijiingiza kwa hii fitina kidogo ya siasa ya nini, Kenya tutakoza wazee wa heshima ambao wanatushika mkono kwa ile kazi tunaweza kufanya pamoja. Ama namna gani jamani?
All right, so there it is. What's the issue with this Uhuru Kenyatta? What's the Uhuru Kenyatta issue?
I think the problem is William Ruto is paranoid. He is fighting his own ghosts and he's fighting in darkness. Initially, he thought that he's the only person who has got the muscles to mobilize the country to support certain political ideology or certain political vehicle. And he thought that money will be the defining factor. And even up to now, he still thinks that money is going to be the deciding factor. So he's a little bit paranoid when he sees Uhuru trying to offer guidance, trying to put the united opposition together and giving them guidance. And therefore, he's not paranoid with the counsel Uhuru Kenyatta is giving us. He's paranoid with maybe the resources that Uhuru has that can match his. So he's trying actually to ensure that he discourages Uhuru Kenyatta so that he does not, because he has the requisite experience to run a presidential campaign. He has the network that is required. He has can mobilize resources because he was in power for some time and he knows where to mobilize resources. And he will give a guide on how a political entity can take over power. And therefore, William Ruto knows who to target.
So is Uhuru doing all those things?
He's a Kenyan, and he, once you retire as president, you do not suspend your rights as enshrined in the Constitution. There's no that says that, as a retired Kenyan, then you should not participate in thinking about
But Malala, you're our friend, Malala. So you can tell us, is Uhuru like mobilizing resources and playing, the game of organizing politics
Uhuru Kenyatta
to remove William Ruto from power?
As it stands right now, Uhuru Kenyatta leads two political factions. One, he leads the Jubilee Party. Two, he leads the Azimio Coalition Party. And what is leading? Leading is the art of organizing and planning and, and
putting money.
He doesn't stop even at putting money. Okay, yes, he puts money. So, next question.
How much?
I don't know. I don't know. But of course, when you call for a meeting, you pay for tea, you pay for Uber. So yeah, okay. He helps us move. Okay. So what is it bad?
He's not the only one. So why would Ruto pick on him?
He knows his capacity
To put more money?
to organize,
Organize better than you?
to have network, a more detailed network.
Better networks than you?
Oh yes, he has been president before.
If he's good at organizing, at networking, if he knows what it takes to run a political campaign, why did Raila Odinga lose in 2022?
No, Uhuru Kenyatta was not the one running, and by the fact that Raila lost, it meant that we had other people who planned better than Raila, and to me these are different scenarios. At the moment, we have a unique situation in our country whereby everybody is against the president, and not really because of his personality, but because of his track record, what he has done, the promises he made to Kenyans. He has not been able to live up to the promises he made to Kenyans. He has become a perpetual liar on issues that can be witnessed even by a 5-year-old child. When you ask a 5-year-old child to give you a synonym of the word lie, he might give you Ruto as a synonym. So, but not William. I'm just saying,
Specifically, just Ruto. Okay, this organizing, planning that's happening, and as people try to come together and all of that, what is the actual planning that we're not seeing? Because from the outside, it doesn't look very organized. So what's happening that we can't see? From the outside, it just looks like rally here, rally there, hold mic, save something that will go viral and make a headline, hopefully. Go home, sleep, wake up, repeat.
And that's the art of political mobilization, unfortunately. Political mobilization, first of all, we need to appreciate the fact that, yes, we need change in leadership. We need to have somebody who's got an agenda, who will sell the manifesto, who will be able to implement and show Kenyans that, come on, this is what I will do if I become president. But the process of clinching that power is political. Unfortunately, it's a very untidy process. And that is why today, if you told Eric here to run for MCA, he will terribly fail. With his manifesto, he will terribly fail, because now there is a process, a very untidy process of clinching power, which has no formula. It's only politicians who can do. And that's why I encourage Kenyans to change their mindset and say, we are tired of these politicians. No. What we should do is that we should ensure that these politicians are held accountable by, when they get into power, they should get technocrats, experts, now to run the government. But for leadership, I can assure you, we will always have a political leader at the helm, because the process is political.
Maybe let's look at
talking about block in short.
Block lazima tutoke.
Yeah. Like you see, for example, truth be told, to me, Maraga is a very good person. He has shown leadership up to the apex of the judicial structure, and he has a track record. But now he lacks the political prowess. So even if presidency was an interview, then Maraga maybe would make it.
So good on paper.
Yeah, good, but how do you get there?
Is it better?
Like, for example, you are good at farming, and fertile land is on the other side of the river, but you don't know how to swim. So
you're a good farmer.
You're a good farmer,
but you can't swim.
You can't swim across the river to go and farm.
Is he better than the DCP party leader?
No, I'm not an SI unit or a weighing scale for better leaders, so I wouldn't answer that. But I believe my party leader, being an administrator, he has grown through the system. He understands the system, and to him, he studied political science, so at least he has the combination of both management and governance and political navigation to get that power. So I wouldn't want to compare them. They have their own strength and their own weaknesses, just like any other human being. But a combination of all that will give us the product that we so desire.
Let's talk about the product, the composition of the united opposition. So we have DCP that is very big and very vocal within that outfit. The other elements, as it stands right now, today being the 4th of May, who are the other parties and people that are playing within the united opposition?
We're trying to, first of all, change the name, because you cannot form government and still call yourselves united opposition. To me, is the united alternative government. And we are playing, as we are associating with any individual or any political setup, entity that supports the ideology that we need a change in this country when it comes to the way the current leadership is executing its mandate. And whether you are a SACCO that believes that we need to remove the current establishment, you are part of the united alternative government. Whether you are a funeral committee and you believe that you are supposed to remove these establishments, we work with you. So we are working with like-minded Kenyans who have the resolve that come on for us to restore Kenya. And I want to also urge Kenyans to know that fixing this current situation, we might not get the perfect fix. To me, it's a transition fix. We will have to transition through. So this analogy of saying that, oh, we cannot have the same people, these are the same people, maybe those same people who have been there before will help us transition now to the leadership we so desire. So it requires for patience, it requires for political tolerance and teamwork. So I would like to urge Kenyans not to have an abrupt paradigm shift, because Ruto really wants such kind of disorganization, whereby you are bringing somebody who is naive, somebody who does not know the network of Kenya, somebody you're saying now this one looks like managerial, now you want to put that. Ruto will defeat him first thing in the morning. Ruto requires a politician who knows the network of Kenya, who knows the history of Kenya, who knows how to mobilize tribes. I hear you guys saying that, ukabila. Let me tell you one thing. That which will remove William Ruto is the mobilization of that ukabila.
Explain.
And Kenyans should not be intimidated into name calling at, nyinyi ni wakabila. Hapana, yes, we are wakabilas. Yeah, I'm Mluya. You are Masai, you are Kikuyu. And all those tribes are enshrined and captured in the constitution by name. Look at the schedules of the constitution. You'll find the tribes of Kenya are written by name. So if it is ukabila, then we need to start adjusting the schedules of our constitution. And therefore, community mobilization, communities coming together. If that is the formula to remove William Ruto, so be it. If that will amount to them calling us Wakabila, we have accepted. We are Wakabilas. But we will have to mobilize communities. And even when you go to university politics, Eric, go to university politics, it is done using community mobilizations. Even today here, you will have something that identifies with you. If it's a political process, but if it's an interview, then we look at your qualifications.
It will be competence. So it's the nature of politics that people will always look at what brings people together commonly. All right? But then, to what extent are we prepared to push this as a country? Remember the conversations of 42 versus 1, right? Or these communities versus the other communities. Right. And we see those happening at local grassroots political level, where communities start pushing each other out ahead of an election. In every election cycle, you see that kind of politics. Is that not bad for the country, Cleophas?
It is, ethnicity is not bad, but negative ethnicity is bad. So it depends on how you use ethnicity. If you can use ethnicity to better our economy, for example, we say that we want to empower the Maasais to be producing beef for this country because, why should you empower a Luo to produce beef? Or why should you empower Maasai to produce fish? So if we can positively use ethnicity, that is good. But eradicating ethnicity is impossible because it's in our DNA.
That's like not really ethnicity. It's just saying, hey, you're Maasai, okay, fantastic. You guys have large herds of livestock that we should be, taking advantage of in one way or the other to empower you economically. Saying you live next to the lake, a fish processing plant would actually benefit you. Not because you are Luo, but because you live next to the lake. You may happen to be Luo, but it's geographic. And those that's what ethnicity.
Or you've studied agriculture. I mean, it's like saying that a Kalenjin should not be the boss of Kenya Ports Authority. Because, kwenu mko na maji anyway. But we have a Kalenjin who's a competent head of the Kenya Ports Authority right now.
But you see, Erica, I think the 2010 Constitution was a gift to this country. In some way, it healed the issue of taking advantage of negative ethnicity. If we were to follow the law to the latter, then we will eradicate these things. National Cohesion and Integration Commission should, first of all, be empowered and be respected to carry out its mandate. For example, today, the very people who call people Wakabila, you've seen that tag has been put on my party leader, that you are Mkabila, you are a what. But him, they say that he's Mkabila because he speaks Kikuyu. But those people who accuse him, they practice Ukabila. I want to dare President William Ruto, just a moment, I want to dare President William Ruto to publish the list of all top government officials, starting from PSs to parastatal CEOs, to director generals, to head of constitutional institutions. You will find that almost 60% of those people at the helm emanate from his community. And therefore, he who speaks ethnicity and he who practices negative ethnicity, who is a better devil there?
So two things can be true at the same time. Sorry, Felaris. That yes, the composition of government may skew towards one community, which is problematic, and we've talked about it on this show. But also, your your party leader actually speaks to ethnicity. It's also problematic. He's a Mr. Shareholding, who does genuinely seem to believe that there are people who are more deserving than others by virtue of their shareholding. So two things can be true at the same time. Two things can be problematic at the same time. It doesn't excuse one from the other.
The current custodian of that theory of shareholding is Uhuru Odinga. So we handed over to Uhuru Odinga. So
Hold on to that thought.
Just hold on to that
Yes,
thought.
yes.
We'll be back. This is Fixing the Nation, one conversation at a time. We have Cleophas Malala in the house, and we're looking at how the landscape is quickly shifting and what alliances we are looking at and matters politics when it comes to 2027 elections. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We're Fixing the Nation, one conversation at a time. At 3 minutes after 9, we are on to the final hour, and you're having this conversation with the deputy party leader of DCP, Democracy for Citizens Party, right? Cleophas Malala. There are several people who are already commenting on what we've been discussing. Let's hear how DCP plans to slay the dragon of corruption. That's Joe Mungai. Then there's Reagan. The Constitution overrides the Act, but also now is responding to HRH Makanda, who says Section 6 of the Presidential Retirement Benefits Act says a retired president shall not hold office in any political party for more than 6 months after ceasing to hold office as president. So, with regards to Uhuru Kenyatta, surely by now he should have stopped being the party leader of those two parties. But Reagan says the Constitution overrides that act. Go back and read the Constitution about the rights. Uhuru has been the leader of Azimio and Jubilee. He left power in 2022. Why now? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 6.1 of the Act does say
It's clear.
A
very clear.
retired president shall not hold office in any political party for more than 6 months after ceasing to hold office as president. That's Section 6.1.
the hierarchy of laws. Simple. No, just a moment. The hierarchy of laws. You cannot say the law is clear, but when you want to interpret certain articles, you start saying wacheni maneno.
These interpretations are always for suggestions.
When it suits us, we shall go with this.
Yeah.
Yes.
When the executive under Uhuru Kenyatta was taking this bill to Parliament, they knew what the Constitution says. They had, and members of Parliament passed it.
And you see,
are we saying that this act is unconstitutional?
And you see, law is a living.
Has it been challenged and found to be unconstitutional?
No, but the Constitution itself still gives any Kenyan, including Uhuru Kenyatta, the right to belong to a political party.
Belong
Yes,
to
a political
this
party.
One is
That
talking
just a
about,
moment.
this one is talking about
The right to participate to a political party. And even so, even if you want to step down Uhuru Kenyatta as a Jubilee party leader, he will still step down, but you cannot curtail his influence as a Kenyan. You see, he'll still continue commenting on political issues because he has the right. Look at how Obama comments on serious issues.
He does.
He does.
He comments as a civilian.
So
this is very specific again.
But you see,
I don't know
Hold
what the
office.
Retirement Benefits Act of America says. The Retirement Benefit Act of America, of Kenya, 6.1 says, Mariam,
A retired president shall not hold office in any political party for more than 6 months after ceasing to hold office as president.
does not say cannot be a member, which is what the Constitution allows for you to be a member. It is about restricting that membership to leadership. Anyway, let's continue with others. Tuendelee tu. Ambia Uhuru aende kotini, a challenge your law.
no problem, but also interpret the Constitution.
That's what I'm saying.
Bill of Rights. And you see
That's what I'm saying.
Let the court do
Let
that.
the
You see
court,
chapter 4.
let the court find that unconstitutional.
In fact, let me say this. Kenya has got the most progressive constitution, and the foundation of our constitution is chapter 4 of the Constitution, Bill of Rights. So let's also have adequate boundaries to allow individuals participate in governance. Uhuru Kenyatta is an entrepreneur in this country. He's affected by bad governance, and therefore he can comment. That phone call that he made while Jubilee was in Narok to me, it was a fair. It is a fair comment from a leader that, come on, we must change this country and we must be together. And I believe in this leadership. And let me tell you one thing: Uhuru Kenyatta is not even interested in being a leader of a political party. Uhuru Kenyatta is bigger than a political party.
So let him cease being a leader.
Exactly, yeah, but the people who are lamenting are not lamenting that he should cease being a leader. They're lamenting that he should keep quiet. That's the difference.
That's the participation that's been looked at.
Yeah.
And he's not just any other ordinary citizen. Sorry, Eric. He's a former president.
Yeah.
I think we need to get that very correctly.
Jenga Njogu is asking, is Gachagua becoming a mwosho mmoja? He was famous for empty coffers. They talk about empty coffers. Pesa ilikuwa inabebwa na magunia. Now, Uhuru is a saint. And everything under Uhuru was working. Education was working, health was working, Nini was working. When Gachagua came and he was the deputy party leader, and you were the
Secretary
General of the ruling party, UDA, all those things were not working, and that's why you are fixing them.
Well, not all of them. You know.
Well, education and health, that's why you came.
Yeah, of course. At least they were more stable than what we have right now. Look at our current situation. We are unable to fund education. Capitation is being delayed. Disbursement of health monies are being delayed. SHA will collapse in the next 6 months because you cannot be collecting 3.6 billion per month and spending 7.2 billion per month. You can't. It's not sustainable. It's like a pyramid scheme. In the next 6 months, SHA will be collapsing.
Why?
Yeah, because I've told you.
Because people are not contributing.
Yeah?
Because
no,
people are not contributing.
But the model is wrong. The model is wrong. That is why they are forcing more numbers to go there. That's why they are forcing teachers. And it's very unfortunate, Eric, that, teachers, when you remember, when we started about this healthcare thing, teachers used to get medical allowance. And then they removed that medical allowance from their payslip and introduced a commercial insurance to be able to cater for them. Now, William Ruto has removed that commercial insurance, and they used to get the commercial insurance plus NHIF. Now, William Ruto has removed that commercial insurance, forced everybody to go to his SHA business, and he has not reinstated the medical allowance. So he's stealing from teachers, and it's very unfair. He's doing that to other civil servants. He wants to compel every county government to drop the commercial insurance schemes and bring all the monies to SHA, because those numbers that he has currently are not sustainable.
So what was the design? And I'm asking that to Cleophas Malala, who was attending cabinet meetings as Secretary General of UDA when these laws were being drafted and being taken to Parliament to be passed for the introduction of SHA. What were you discussing in the cabinet?
In fact, that I want to vividly remember that the decision of SHA, in fact, being announced to Kenyans and being unveiled to Kenyans, we and I remember the cabinet was sitting in Kakamega that day. That's why I remember it like yesterday. The Attorney General raised an issue in cabinet and said, "Okay, come on, President, we do not have the legislation to unveil and roll out this scheme." The president answered him and told him, "Come on, tuko Kakamega hapa, huyu nakumicha taambia nini watu paka wacha tuanze tutajikarabati." He made the announcement and the unveilment of SHA and whatever without really taking it through the requisite legal steps and workshopping the idea to ensure that it is a viable commercial product. And therefore, to me, it started on a wrong footing. No feasibility study, they did not even have an opportunity to pilot the idea and just ensure that, come on, can we try this in 5 or 4 counties, and then if it works, now we can roll it out. William Ruto is an academic economist. When he's presented a paper by those advisors like Nandi, the concept looks good on paper, academically and theoretically, but practically they forget that economics only can only work when other factors are constant. But when it comes to real implementation and we have other emerging dynamics, then the concept is diluted. And therefore, he should have had a piloting model first, see if it's working, and then now roll out the entire thing. As it stands right now, that thing is not viable. They are struggling. They are even sometimes borrowing money from the housing scheme to fund SHA. Hospitals have not been paid. The defunct NHIF suppliers have not been paid. So they're saying that we have paid these hospitals now, but yet the same SHA is refusing to pay the pending bills of NHIF. So where do they want these hospitals to get money to run their day-to-day business?
Okay, so DCP is clear that SHA will collapse in 6 months.
It will collapse, and it is struggling even at the moment.
As an alternative government, what is DCP's solution?
I think first of all, we'll need to have a thorough review of the system and have technical guys relooking at an entire model so that we give Kenyans a better model, an insurance model. And then we have experts of insurance. You see, you might be a doctor, yes, but you're not an expert when it comes to insurance.
So have you done that?
Yeah, I was going to say, because we're 1 year and a few months to an election,
Yeah.
you want to be the people in power.
Yes.
You must, at the very least, have a shadow cabinet, a shadow government with these experts that know these are the problems within SHA. This is what's working, this is what's not working.
Yeah.
Now that it will be our problem, hopefully, in the next maybe 16 months or something of the sort, this is what we're going to do to fix it. There has to be a plan.
We have a technical team working behind the scene that is crafting our manifesto, that is crafting a solution-oriented manifesto for us. As of now, if we start saying that we want to change SHA to this model, we do not have the instruments of power to implement what we want. But we have a technical team that is crafting all those solutions, and not only in the healthcare, even in how we're going to come out of this dungeon of public debt, because that is a key issue and a key discussion that we need to talk about. We cannot be having a situation whereby we cannot sustain ourselves. You ask ourselves, we are going to have a deficit of almost 1 trillion shillings in this coming budget. Yet, you've increased State House expenditure from 4.6 billion to 17 billion. We can just have cuts in our expenditure and be able to live within our means. And therefore, we shall also be proposing on policy change when it comes to ceilings on certain offices that do not necessarily add value when it comes to revenue of the country. Like, what business do we have to fund State House 17 billion per year? Uhuru Kenyatta spent almost 98 billion in his 10-year tenure. William Ruto is spending almost 89 to 90 billion shillings only for 4 years. So we ask ourselves, is State House a revenue generating institution? No. And therefore we need to, we have so many of such scenarios in our government right now. You see these monies being given for empowerment. They spend a lot of money being given to empowerment to youth and women. But you saw the survey report by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, which says that only 36% of women are empowered in Kenya. And that's now a measure of the mediocrity these people have been going around doing. You saw the Nyota tokenism project. You must empower through a structure, through a system that has been tested. I wonder, why should William Ruto carry money in bags and Kindiki to go and dish out tokens? Yet, the Youth Enterprise Fund has not been collapsed. The Women Enterprise Fund collapsed. Uwezo Fund collapsed.
Your party leader pushed the manifesto that essentially gave us SHA because he was deputy president. He very much is part and parcel of the things that brought us SHA, the things that brought us Nyota, the regime that brought us affordable housing. All of that was DP at the time, Rigathi Gachagwa's manifesto as well.
And I was the Secretary General.
Yes.
We cannot run away from history. What we are saying is that the UDA manifesto, the Kenya Kwanza manifesto, is a very brilliant document. Even right now, If we adopted that document and is implemented to the latter, then we will be. You remember when we are conceptualizing the idea of housing, the bottom line was to create employment. That come on, this thing will be a sort of economic stimulus program that will provide young people with employment opportunities. We've been having figures being thrown around, like, oh, this thing has created 664,000 votes. You saw the figures by the Kenya National, the Statistics Bureau of Statistics, saying that it has only provided 77,000 or so jobs, and therefore William Ruto changed the implementation matrix. You know, you can have a good proposal and a good idea, but now when you go deep into the implementation matrix and you get it wrong, the entire paper becomes useless ab initio.
So the DCP manifesto is the UDA manifesto, but implemented by
not necessarily.
the DCP.
Not necessarily. What we are saying is we have a technical team working. DCP, by the way, let me tell you, DCP is barely a year since it was founded. We're going to celebrate our first year next week, 15th May, I mean. And we, forming a political party is a very tedious exercise. You need to start forming structures, opening offices, getting trusted people, getting trusted partners. And slowly, we are even coming up, like I've just been going through our foreign policy paper that is being presented to our NEC meeting that is coming up next week. We need to adopt it. We need also to adopt the youth chapter. So we've identified different experts to come up with the requisite policies that we will be presenting to Kenyans. And as DCP, we are going to ensure that we have unique ideas, and it will not stop at just a paper called manifesto. We will also give Kenyans an implementation matrix and timeline so that we are accountable as a political party.
I mean, it's so DCP as a movement has largely been looked at as, even just as a political party, has just been associated with one region. So the biggest question here would be, are we angling and pushing for something that is very inclusive, an inclusive party, or one that just largely represents one region and then, excludes the rest of Kenya? As much as we are moving around the country calling each other cousins, it is still has the branding and makings of it being largely a regional political outfit than it is a national political outfit.
It depends with the person looking at it as a regional party. And, we cannot use a lot of energy to convince the antagonist in this case. One, what is the measure of a political party? First of all, you look at its support base and the ability to win seats in whatever regions you want to call. As it stands right now, DCP won a seat in Western region, the by-election. We are less than a year. We won a seat in Kakamega County. In Malava constituency, we came strong second. We defeated ODM, which only had 62 votes. In Malava, 62 votes. We defeated ODM in Kisa East, in Kakamega, which had around 200 and something votes. We won a seat in Masai Land, Narok. We defeated ODM. We defeated Jubilee. We won a seat in the capital city of Nairobi, which is an emblem, is a symbol of the country. Like Nairobi is where every Kenyan lives. 100% cosmopolitan. And therefore, that in itself alone shows that DCP is not a regional party. Right now, we are fielding a candidate in Emurua Dikir. Look at the numbers. We are going to vote on 14th next week. I want to assure you, you saw William Ruto wailing like a child in Bomet that Wakalenjin wamemwacha. It's because of the DCP effects in Kalenjin land. We are going to have a by-election in Olkalau. So any political party must, of course, have a base. It is true, we cannot run away from the fact that majorly our support emanates from the mountain and the communities living around the mountain. But even in the establishment of the leadership of DCP, I am a deputy party leader. I don't come from Kirinyaga. The Secretary General is Hezron Obaga. He does not, he's a Kisi. He does not come from Nyere. The treasurer comes from Mukambani. So look at the leadership structure. ODM has been enjoyed as a national party for a very long epoch. Yes, everybody knows that ODM's base is Nyanza, Luo Nyanza, not even Nyanza, Luo Nyanza. Even look at the characters who are being fronted right now. Oburu Odinga, Junet Mohamed, from Luo Nyanza. And therefore, any political party must have a political base. UDA, in as much as it has a national face. But since the mountain stepped aside from UDA, it has become a Cherargeis and a Sudis party. So appreciate the fact that DCP is a child that was born just 11 months ago, and we've done a lot to ensure and prove to Kenyans that we are a national party. Go everywhere. We are the only party that goes around this country. Since when did you see Gladys Wanga in Kirinyaga campaigning? Have you seen Oburu Odinga in Masai Land? They just revolve around Luo funerals. Nothing else.
I mean, you bring up something that we can't shy away from talking about, which is zoning, and we've seen the two camps.
I like this new word, zoning.
Zoning.
We found like such a nice, clean term. Yeah.
We're gonna move with the times. So now we are calling it zoning. So these two camps have been having discourse over who takes what zone, watu wagani ni wawapi, watu wagani ni wetu, na ni wagani wenu, ni wapi you can't field a candidate, where you can't. And you've said DCP is a national movement, so you can field a candidate anywhere. Your thoughts on this zoning matter?
First of all, I don't support that nonsense of zoning. To me, zoning is a modern day name for ukabila.
But you just said ukabila.
Yes, it's a modern day of practicing ukabila, because now, if you start saying that
you just told us we are ukabila.
I told you we are
ukabila in practice.
Yeah, I told you that cohesion of ukabila, positive ethnicity is good, but negative. Now, look at ODM. It has shrunk to a point whereby they are only defending Luo Nyanza. They are telling UDA that, come on, do not field candidates in Kisumu, Homa Bay, and Siaya and Migori, simply because they believe that it's a Luo party. So who defined which zone? And to me, on this matter, I want to support UDA that, come on, field everywhere. Political parties, as enshrined or as defined in the Political Parties Act, say that a political party must have that national face. And therefore, if you have that national face, why should you concentrate in your native zone? DCP, this is what we've said, that we are going to field across all counties and across all seats, save for two cities. That is Mombasa City and Nairobi City. And this is specifically for strategic purposes and building coalitions with the other parties, just to ensure that we do not lose. The same Political Parties Act provides for a coalition of parties, a coalition party, to field candidates. So in Nairobi, we might decide that, come on, we are not fielding Wiper, we are not fielding DCP, we are not fielding DAP. We shall run our candidates on a coalition party ticket, say Azimio ticket. And therefore, ODM should take advantage of the existing laws to put forth their demands. If they so think that Luo Nyanza is a region that should be preserved for them, let them then allow the coalition party to field, but not ODM.
Not ODM or UDA.
Or UDA.
It quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, swims like a duck, everything is a duck. It's zoning in any other name.
Yeah.
What DCP and Wiper, for example, I saw your party leaders speaking, what they've done with Mombasa, they've agreed. That, you know what, we have a candidate here called, Jichopevu, who wants to go for Mombasa governor. And because he has recently joined Wiper, DCP, we are not going to come to look for or support any other candidate. So Jichopevu shall be the candidate for That's Wiper. That's zoning.
No, that's not zoning, because you see, this is
basically saying that Wiper has been a strong and has been fielding candidates in Mombasa for a long time.
And they've been winning.
Yes, and we've been winning. We even have some constituencies that are Wiper. So let a Wiper candidate be. That's zoning.
No. You know, in a cosmopolitan area, you must be strategic, and that is provided for in the Political Parties Act. So zoning, if it's done within the confines of the Act, the Political Parties Act, is okay. But you cannot say that you deny a UDA a candidate in Migori an opportunity to vie. You cannot deprive that right from him to vie. That wewe usisimame kwa chama, it's sisi kusimamisha. That does not work. DCP, we have said it time and again. We are going to field candidates across, and we have started working those steps in these by-elections. Olkalau, which was perceived to be a Kalenjin or a we have fielded their candidates. Not Olkalau, Emurua Dikir. We have fielded in Olkalau, we fielded in Kakamega, we fielded in Luo Nyanza during the by-election. We are fielding everywhere. We even fielded in Banisa.
Yes, in Banisa.
Only for Ruto to steal our candidates.
In a world where
If it could be stolen, was he yours in the first?
Well, you stole the UDA candidate in Magarini.
No, we convinced. Now that we
In Magarini, you convinced.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Banisa, they stole.
If UDA is fielding one candidate, or Kenya Kwanza is fielding one candidate, and DCP goes on to field a candidate everywhere, with the with other united opposition parties also fielding candidates, you're splitting votes and you're handing parliament over to Kenya Kwanza.
No, that's the lower you go in politics, the more petty you become. The lower you go. MCA seat, you cannot be voted on the basis of one term, two term. MCA seat is complicated. It has got intrigues that you cannot even understand. And therefore, don't be confused and say that at that level, voters will be voting one term versus two term. No. And if I was to advise those who are running for president, I would really advise the presidential candidates. We can have a presidential candidate on a coalition ticket. But these are the seats. Allow all the parties to field everywhere so that we have more political leaders mobilizing for the presidential vote. But if you have only one person, like for example, you have one person running in Kirinyaga as a member of parliament, just one for our coalition for one term, and then one for
two term.
You see, this one for one term will go home and sleep and say, mimi nimeshapata kiti yangu, hata tajali ya rais. He will not even mobilize for people to go and vote for rais, because he has shapata. But if we give him competition within our coalition, he will wake up in the morning to go and mobilize these people who will eventually mobilize the presidential vote. And therefore, to me, I want to say that let every party field. That is why in Olkalau, my party leader said, and he was very clear, that we are okay. Let Jubilee field, let DCP field, let ile ingine ya Martha Karua inaitwaje?
PLP. People's Liberation
PLP fields. Let all the parties within DP fields, DAP Kenya, Eugene Wamalwa go field in Olkalau. So that when you come on that table, we know your strength as a party. When you come to negotiate on that table, we know, come on, this DAP deserves these shares without blinking my eye. On the table. But
hey,
you see,
shareholders,
you see, Eric, this, and we need to correct this. This habit of people threatening to vie for president so that they can get a cabinet slot. No. That thing should come to an end. You just threaten that I want to vie for.
I mean, we can't flog those people who are looking for political survival. Everybody's out here looking for a job,
but
looking
now
for something.
the scale should be on the absolute support base that you're bringing. And I will be wanting.
Who do you think is threatening to run for president?
Many people
hoping for a cabinet seat.
Look at how Gladys Wanga is using that to blackmail William. Wherever William delays in the disbursement of his monthly remittance, they say, Oburu will be on the ballot. Oburu, president. Surely, can Oburu be on the ballot? Can he take himself to the ballot? Just look at his demeanor. Can he take himself to the ballot? So, this matter of threatening to be, come on, that's political blackmailing. So we want to have serious presidential candidates. And these will only entail by single political parties going out there to market their power.
Let's look. Okay? In the united opposition, we have Kalonzo Musyoka, we have Rigathi Gachagua, we have Eugene, we have Martha Karua, we have Justin Muturi, right? Who else is there?
Munya.
We have Peter Munya.
We have Lenny Kivuti.
Kivuti. Okay? Yeah. All these people.
Matiang'i. Have you seen Matiang'i?
And Dr. Matiang'i, right? All these people have threatened to go for the presidency.
So
eliminate the same way you've eliminated.
No. You know, I'm not the. As I told you, I'm not. I will eventually answer. I will eventually answer you. You know me, I don't shy away from.
Who here is
Rigathi Gachagua? You know, I've already answered that Rigathi Gachagua. To me, according, and it's subjective. You may choose Eugene or Malala. It is subjective because you are putting on spectacle and you can see further than me. But me, who doesn't see far, believe that Rigathi Gachagua
has a realistic chance.
Has a realistic chance because, first of all, of his political prowess. Okay. And we can practically see him walking around this country, having the urge, the muscle to mobilize. And you can see him mobilizing political masses.
And he's getting the reaction and response.
Exactly. Okay. So Kalonzo? It cannot be. Kalonzo is a very good leader. And I think we also require somebody who is an extreme of William Ruto, the opposite of William Ruto. You know, Kenya, I think this is a Kibaki moment whereby we just need somebody calm. A president who doesn't speak every day. A president who is not a political commentator. You know, you are commentating every political activity in the world. Hey, you now become like a madman in the country on top of it. Tell me, since you knew since you knew President William Ruto, Harambee House is the gazetted office of the president. Have you ever seen President William Ruto in Harambee House? Or even Harambee Avenue? Have you ever seen him there? The closest he goes to
Parliament Road.
No, Kalasha Awards. Putting on some shiny black suit. That's the closest he goes to his. Just because his child went to get some trophy, a small trophy. You know.
So Kalonzo stand a chance. Dr. Matiang'i,
expert. We've seen his working. He has worked as a PS, as a CS information. He has worked as a CS education. You saw the changes he brought in education.
So his is not a threat.
No, but you see,
he stands a chance.
You see, we went to Kisii, his home turf. You saw he has converted the Gusii land plus the general Gen Z populace into believing that he is the change Kenya so desires. And therefore he has that igniting effect.
How do you know that it was him and not maybe the people around him? He was there with Senator Onyonka and co.
Yeah, he was the leader, come on. It's like, he was the leader of the troop and give him that accolade. He's the leader of the, it's not a
okay. Martha Karua?
Martha Karua.
She's been on the ballot.
Yeah, she's been on the ballot. She's yet to show, actually, because I'm yet to see her move around as and have the desire to implement her desires in the mind and convert them into action. I'm yet to see him in Kakamega activating PLP. I'm yet to see him in Nakuru. I'm yet even to see him in Kirinyaga, where she comes from. And therefore I'll be challenging also the principles within our coalition to go out of their way, the same way Kalonzo is going out of his way, the same way Matiang'i is going out of his way, the same way Rigathi Gachagua is going out of his way. And we've had very good synergy. Like you see, JB Muturi, we are not equal in strength. JB Muturi, to me, he is a very good mind when it comes to legal advice, showing us the way, showing us, come on, this thing is supposed to be approached in this way. And maybe that is why he has not really brought out his aspirations to lead the pack. He knows, he appreciates his strength. And therefore...
So he's threatening just for...
No, he has not unveiled his presidential bid.
The Democratic Party, through a national delegates conference,
in
has told him to go ahead and, negotiate with others as a candidate.
No, but you see, the party can endorse you. But now, the presidential bid is now your personal. Now we go and launch your presidential bid.
So his threat
is
yet
to. Is yet to.
Okay. So that's why I'm combining all those things.
Yeah.
Just going with what you've said. If we look at then Lenny Kivuti,
Lenny Kivuti wants to be governor.
Peter Munya.
He wants to be governor.
And Eugene Wamalwa.
Yeah, he hasn't really even launched his presidential bid. The DAP party gave him the mandate to go and negotiate with other people, but now it's upon himself now. I want to see Eugene Wamalwa in Taita Taveta opening a DAP office. We opened the DAP office in Loitoktok just the other day. We opened it in Moranga. We opened in Narok. We opened in Bomet. We opening in Kakamega.
Okay.
You can see that nationalism.
So what I'm hearing from you...
What I'm saying is, we should encourage leaders to walk around the nation. And not even in the United Opposition alone. Even in these other factions. I want to see Oburu Odinga in Kirinyaga opening an ODM the way Raila really tried.
It's okay. I want to come back into the United Opposition. What I'm hearing you saying is that based on the seriousness of the candidacy, only 3 people have a right to claim a big share.
Not really.
Of government.
Those are your words.
But you said shareholders must
show.
Demonstrate.
And you've just told us who is showing and who's not showing.
I'll give an example of...
Kalonzo, Matiang'i, Rigathi Gachagua have shown. So those ones, if there are shares, because there are shares to be divided up in this, those are the main shareholders. The others will be minority shareholders.
No, it depends on the effort. Let me tell you one thing. Political joyriding. And look at me, Eric.
I'm looking at you.
Look at me. Political joyriding should never be entertained again. Look at this fresh team that has just emerged. Babu Owino, Sifuna, Osotsi, Kalebamisi. These guys have sprouted from nowhere. You can see efforts. You cannot expect those people to come on the table and get the same shares. Look at me. Look at me, Eric, look at me. With somebody who wakes up, does a birthday ceremony and posts that he attended there to wish there, and then it ends there. That is political joyriding, and we will not again be part of such shenanigans. Look at me.
I'm the captain now, and I'm saying this.
People risk their lives. We go to these political parties. You saw what's happening in Kikuyu. You've seen we've been attacked 26 times, risking our lives. Tear gas, gunshots, both. We are persevering. We are pushing this thing. And then there's somebody who is just there TikToking and saying, hey, one time. You see, you will be measured with what you have brought on the table. And I therefore want to encourage, even in the United Opposition, people should not just sleep and expect that since I am a principal, what is the qualification of being a principal? Just bring a political party. I can borrow a political party from Bufoli Wakoli and come on the table and say, I am a principal. That does not guarantee me shares. Equal shares as that party which goes out of its way, mobilizes, puts resources,
So what would be the irreducible minimum for DCP?
We do not have our irreducible minimum as Democratic for the Citizens Party in the United Opposition is that William Ruto must be one term. That's our irreducible. We can negotiate any other thing. But anything that compromises that resolve, we are not part of it. So if today...
Let's be practical.
Just a moment. If today, Rigathi Gachagua becomes the presidential flag bearer of the United, which I vouch for, will make William Ruto go one term. DCP will support that 100%. If Rigathi Gachagua's presidency will compromise William Ruto being a one-term president, we will not support. We will step down to ensure that we have the strategic formula to make Ruto a one-term president. And therefore, we are saying as DCP, our resolve, first of all, is to reset Kenya. And how do we reset Kenya? Is by removing William Ruto there. And anything that compromises that resolve, then we are not part of it. So that is our reducible minimum.
Okay, I was saying practically, because we have seen Rigiji negotiating before.
Yeah.
And they spent a weekend in Karen, where we are told that at some point it got to him and Abraham Kithure Kindiki being told by the president, by the then candidate, you guys go and agree. And Rigathi said, no. I have worked, I have sweat, blood and tears, I've been arrested, I am the one to be the candidate. Okay? And then even after winning, he said, shares. We have to have 50% of this government. We brought whatever number of shares. So, practically, let's play out this way, that Rigathi Gachagua, as he said yesterday, agrees that, well, he may not be the candidate on the ballot. What would be Rigathi Gachagua's other call?
You know, these issues.
Prime Cabinet Secretary?
You know,
Interior Minister? What would it be?
Rigathi Gachagua can even be a sweeper in this government. We do not have any problem. He's a simple guy. He's a truthful guy. But, Eric, so long as if Rigathi Gachagua will be a sweeper in this government, and that is a factor that will make William Ruto a one-term, we are ready to take it. We are ready to sweep.
I was going to say, what if he's nowhere in the government? What if people say, this is part of the problem? If we're voting for anybody, they cannot be associated with Rigathi Gachagua.
No,
if it's Eric, if it's Falaris, if it's Mariam, if it's Wamalwa, Martha, whoever.
You know, Rigathi Gachagua is a loved Kenyan. So there are not those extremes. There are not those extremes. You can see, numbers don't lie. At the moment, Rigathi Gachagua is still called Rigathi Gachagua, who was there before 2022. And people love him. Go anywhere. The demand is too high for that guy. He stands up to speak. People are yearning for him. We went to Mombasa. He spoke for 32 minutes. And then other speakers came in. But the crowd demanded for him to again come back. And therefore, you know, love is love. Like you, I can see you are loved because you are glowing.
Thank you.
So, you know, it's visible. At the moment, Rigathi Gachagua is politically glowing.
Mariam, you're loved at home.
I'm loved at home.
And therefore, political, this shareholding thing. And you see, it's even practiced in Senate and the National Assembly. When we are dividing or getting the shareholding for nominated positions, it's a matter of who has more members of parliament. Effort. And therefore, even when we relegate now to our different political factions, we will be looking at effort. Who is bringing what? And we cannot get equal share.
What would be the ability of, because we've seen people being co-opted by the presidency. I mean, there's always a price tag to everybody. So even in this case, as we're looking at the United Alternative Government, we're working with the assumption that, you know, they are men of honor, men and women of honor that cannot be co-opted, cannot be bought. But we've seen opposition in this country, the cohesiveness of it is depends on where the winds are blowing. And also the independence of the opposition depends on that. So currently as it stands, we don't have an opposition. As we get into the next 15 months and flowing into the next election, is this outfit strong enough to stand those wins? Or are we going to see another situation where we are coming to do handshakes, we are coming to have coalition agreements, another broad-based plan and agenda? I mean, just to get... And the narrative that is always used is we don't want to see the country burning down.
I can only project, but I cannot prophesize. And I cannot assure you of the future. I'm just a normal human being who was born like you by a mother. Now, so whatever I say is not cast like that will happen. This one-term thing, I want us to know that it's not primarily an ideology meant for William Ruto alone. For Kenya to advance, even if we removed William Ruto and still have the current establishment that we have, we might not move far. So we need to, first of all, change our mindset as a society. So this one term is a societal approach. From the corrupt police officers. You know, if this one term should ensure that even that police officer who is corrupt should be one term.
One term.
Even that media house, which is compromised by the executive, should be one term. People should resist those media houses. The ones that want to add, you look at the top page and it's like an advertisement of government. at the Kenya Kwanza government employs 677,000 youth. But, you know, media houses that have been compromised should be one term. Teachers who are compromised, who are making our education system not be effective, should be one term. Religious leaders who have relinquished their role to advance or rather have spiritual nourishment as core of their business, and now they're doing commercialism, should be one term. So this one term thing should even go to parents who are irresponsible. So it's a societal issue, and we need to change our mindset as a society to achieve this change. Let me tell you one thing. Even if you put there Cleophas Malala as the president, but we still have that rotten societal mindset, we will not change. So I want to urge Kenyans that, come on, can we change our mindset? It's not about who leads us. But you see a rogue leader who has no intentions to change that mindset, we can never achieve that. That's why we are saying William Ruto has no intentions. We can see from his body language. The guy steals today, he's condemned, and then he steals tomorrow to cover up the stealing of yesterday. So it's about society. Yeah.
So there's no co-option that is going to happen. There's no one who we are going to see from these 8 candidates that have been spoken of here. Kidogo, they start dropping like flies, and it becomes a thing for,
No, I think he's saying the opposite. He's saying if we don't change and put pressure on the political class, then they will absolutely be co-opted.
I don't want to assure you that they will not be bought. I don't want to assure you. I'm not God. I don't want to assure you. They will be bought. They might not be bought. So I don't have that assurance. I don't have that prophetic analysis expertise.
Okay.
What did it take for you to be bought?
I cannot be bought.
Your friend William Ruto calls you today. No, he's your friend.
He's my friend.
If he calls you today, tells you, Cleo, kuja tuongee.
Tutaongea.
You know,
by there I'll go.
We had this kind of disagreements, you know, this and the other. Here's an opportunity for us to do better with you on board. Come back.
Come back where? Why? Will he still be the same William Ruto who orders Gen Zs to be killed? Will he still be the same William Ruto who sells state corporations every day and night? Will he still be the same William Ruto who allows government revenue collected through e-citizen going through a private company? If it is the same William Ruto, I'll only hear him, but I'll not listen to him.
Okay. He's the same William Ruto that was your party leader, Secretary General.
By the way, let me tell you one thing. I think in theater we call it not double casting, it's called double charactering. William Ruto is a very good character to change roles. He can still perform as a woman in a play, and then he comes in, perform as a pastor. Then he comes in, perform as a thief who comes during the day and at night. You know, he has different characters. But that attribute of being deceitful cuts across all. Even if William Ruto was a pastor today, he would be a deceitful pastor. I can tell you for free, because he's a perpetual liar. Now look, today, he's arguing with an institution meant to give numbers. The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics says that this is the number of people this housing project has offered for Kenyans. William Ruto is giving us 10 times that number and wants to even do away with that board. I'm told that those people have been given even warning calls and told, come on before you publish anything. And I want to comment the two officers in this country. One, the Auditor General. They have remained steadfast. They give out their reports as they are. And the control of budget. They have really tried. But I want to challenge the constitutional established institutions like EACC, Office of the Director of Prosecution, DPP, to step up their game. I think we're also being let down by these constitutionally established institutions, which have mandates to carry out what they... And we commend the directors and staff of the KNBS. They have really tried. They have given the correct show. Like they have told us, yes, our economy is growing, yes, but at a slower rate than previously. Yes, agriculture is doing well, but different products are varying. Like you can say, maize is doing well, yes, and that is a fact. And maybe because of the subsidized fertilizer thing and also the importation of maize by William Ruto, that is why it's doing well. But sugarcane and tea is not doing well as we speak right now. A ton of sugarcane has dropped from 5,700 to 5,500. Tea is not doing well. Sugarcane, what is causing the drop in demand and payment of tonnage is because, first of all, we have monopolized the sugar industry. All the state-owned industries have been given to individuals who are connected to William Ruto. They are the same people who have been given permits to import sugar. And therefore, if we have too much imported sugar in the country, we bring a competition to the farmer. So the tonnage now has dropped to 5,500. The issue of tea, our biggest markets, Sudan, got out of the deal because of a reckless, egocentric decision of a president wanting to interfere with the sovereignty of another country. So our foreign policy has also been perforated, and that has caused variations in different products of our, and wanting to plant your phalanges in every deal. In every deal. Nataka wewe ndio uuze njugu, wewe ndio uuze sijui nini, wewe ndio... Come on, Eric.
Paka miwa.
Paka miwa.
Timothy on demo on YouTube is painting a picture, yeah? If Gachagua supports Kalonzo and they win the presidency, then expect a Kalonzo-Ruto handshake to tame Gachagua because of his unreasonable demands that he will put to Kalonzo. That's why the question was, again, his irreducible minimums, because he seems to be a person with very big irreducible minimums.
We cannot do the same mistake twice. We are also good students of the past. Political trust, these issues of agreements, to me do not work. Like you do a coalition agreement, no, handshakes are there and they will be there. They will be there. You do a political agreement and now you say this is a binding document. I think the most safest way to get into a political deal is by you having your political party and having your members of parliament.
Your numbers.
And then the rest... we will see the numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you courting Irungu Kangata?
Who said what?
Are you courting him? He says 2027 he's not running on a UDA ticket. He wants a second term in Muranga, but not under UDA.
Of course, the ground has spoken. That is the ground. That's not Irungu Kangata. He knows he cannot run. And even if he wanted to run, he cannot win with UDA in Mount Kenya because the ground has shifted to DCP. And I want to welcome, he's a very brilliant leader. To me, I'm just, I don't want to use the word turned on, but I'm just excited by the fact that he settled in as a governor, concentrated on his work, went to the smaller things of medical, healthcare, circles, mangoes, milk, and that is the function of county governments. County governments are not entities whereby they can carry out flagship projects like stadium. Unapata mtu, like Kakamega, there's some short guy who is trying to say that now nimeunda Buhungu International. Buhungu International Stadium will host 2 matches in a year. What are you doing about these small fields? Kakamega County has been ranked as the most corrupt county in Kenya. And Kenya has been ranked as almost the third most corrupt country in Africa. So Kakamega is among the top corrupt counties in Africa.
So are you going to
Right
fix
now.
Kakamega as governor?
I will fix Kakamega, and Kakamega requires a local solution. Somebody who has grown through the devolution structure. I was an MCA. I know the problems that bedevils our people in the remotest of villages in Kakamega. I was born in Kakamega. I was a senator. I was able to represent Kakamega at the national level, and therefore I know that which bedevils Kakamega. I will fix the healthcare system. I will implement the FIF, the
Facilities improvement
yes.
financing.
I will ensure that the Kakamega staff are motivated, are able to work, because a demotivated staff cannot implement your bright ideas.
You'll come another
and so
day,
many other
Cleophas.
things that I'll do. But I want to give warning to that short guy that I am coming for it, and I am the next governor for Kakamega County.
Cleophas Malala, Deputy Party Leader of DCP, the Democracy for Citizens
Citizens
Party.
For the citizens
For
party,
the-
definite article.
The-
Definite.
Democracy for the citizens,
Yes.
the party.
The party. Chama ndio hicho.
No, you don't just have a party starting with O. Just starting and ceremony orange. You start.
We will
It's
see you
really
tomorrow.
orange.
Have a lovely
Orange
day.
democratic.
It looks like a pudding.
Larry Somboy, Mariam Bisha, Eric Latif. The Fixing the Nation. We'll be back that tomorrow. That Tuesday.
Definite article.